the other day, but I find it important to share with all of you today to put a closure. When Appa was lying in the PPUM hospital, many told Amma and me to say prayer for Appa. Some say pray for a miraculous healing. Some say pray to end the pain and suffering that Appa was going through. While some say pray for a smooth, painless transition from the earthly abode to the Lord's home. On Monday, 13th of January 2025, after taking some tests, the PPN doctor increased the oxygen intake for Appa through the larger blue tube to expand his lungs and to close the leak in the lung. Fast forward to Wednesday morning, 15th January 2025, Amma had a clear, vivid vision of Appa in white dress, clean shaven. When Amma related her vision to me, we both knew what could that mean. The next day, on Thursday, 16 January 2025, after Amma had finished with her own medical appointments, we drove to PPUM. We were with Appa from evening extending to the late hours of the Thursday night. Appa was sharing a room with 3 other patients, but on that day, all the 3 beds were empty. It must have been God's work because Amma, Appa and I had the room all by ourselves. Since it was late night, no doctors or nurses walked into the room either. We 3 were all by ourselves. Amma sat next to Appa and prayed. I put the sign of cross on all the 4 corners of Appa's bed. The silent night settled in. The room was quiet with only the sound of Appa breathing in and out every second. Amma and I continued praying. As the night approached, we knew we had exceeded the visiting hours, but we both sat there still. Finally, when it was getting very late, we went closer to whisper to his ears, as he could hear us speak, only that he could not respond. Usually when we leave, Amma would tell Appa, Siva, see you tomorrow. He calls her by name. She calls him by name. But this time, Amma went closer to him and whispered in his ears, don't worry about anything, Siva. You rest well and sleep peacefully tonight. Appa must have heard that. As we walked out, we found the hospital shutters were already down, and for some time we were still trying to find our way out. As I stepped out from the hospital, somehow I knew that Appa was not alone in his room at the 12th floor, that the Lord and angels were already there with him that Thursday night, and he had found his way to the Creator. Everything else that happened the next morning on Friday, 17 January, was just formalities for the mortal beings here on earth. The night on the 16th January that we 3 spent together in silence will forever be etched in my memory. And that is why at this point I'm reminded of the lines from Khalil Gibran's poem. It is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the path she has traveled from the peaks of the mountains, the long winding road crossing forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. But there is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean because only then will fear disappear. Because that's where the river will know. It's not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. Now, without further ado, I proceed with my thank you note. First and foremost, I thank God for the good weather and for the